Hi, so we're in the section now about documents, and one of the keys to accessible documents is understanding styles, styling, the difference between the two, and what the impact is on screen readers and other accessibility technology. So I'm here in Microsoft Word, and I'm just going to show you the basic application of styles. And many people are quite haphazard about using styles when they author documents. But it's very important not to be, because that does communicate to screen readers exactly the structure of a given document. So my cursor is in heading 1, and if sometimes you'll see this pop up, I'm using a pen tablet, so this pops up sometimes. But I can come up here to the bar and say heading 1 and select that. Or I can use a keyboard command. On the PC, it's Control-Alt and the number 2. I don't know what the shortcut is on the Mac. I can also open a styles window and have it available on the place, and then choose that way and just, apply that in different ways. So, some of the shortcuts to styles won't be in the shortcut bar, so you'll need them in here, but then once they appear in here, they sometimes pop in up here. So once you've used them, they sort of become available. You can, of course, modify the formatting for styles. Okay, and again, these are styles. Now, right now, I'm going over to something called numbered line. And I have a couple of ways that I can apply the numbered line. Okay, I can come in here and say I want it to be a list paragraph. And I can change that style to have a numbered feature to it. So I can modify the style and say I would like it to be numbered. Let's see, where is it here? Format. Numbering, and so I can say make that style numbered, or I can create a fresh style that's a numbered style. I'm going to put this back to normal, or I can go ahead and just do numbering up here. All right, now if you see here, it made it into a list paragraph because I had changed that. But the same is true of bulleted items. I can click on the bullet item here and do bulleted, and this will turn up as it's styling. So that's the difference. If I apply bold by selecting text and applying bold, that's styling. That's not a style. Heading 1 is bold. Its format is to be bold, but that's defined within the style. And the same is true for these other elements that you can apply. And as you recognize these applications as I do them, we're going to take a look over at the authoring side in Etudes and take a look at that over here. So here I am in an authoring window in Etudes, and I have similar options here. I could bold and change the size and apply styling to this. I could also apply what in the editor is called styles, okay? And it's actually styling, okay? Or I can go through this area called format and say that's going to be heading 1. Now I have officially applied a style. I know it's called format, and they've changed the naming in this editor. But this heading 1 is a style. As far as your CSS is concerned, as far as your HTML code is concerned, that's heading 1. It gives it a tag of heading 1. And so that's very, very important for editors who are creating web pages and creating documents for accessibility. You want to apply styles, and you want to apply them consistently, in particular to your headings, because by doing so, you're creating a scenario or a document where a screen reader can readily communicate to a learner what to expect. And so when we tag a PDF and let it know that these headings are in there, it can go ahead and alert the learner, like we saw in that video demonstration, or I'm sorry, like you will see in the video demonstration. It can read out the structure of the document and allow a vision impaired person to skim and imagine the organization. So that's very, very important. And in HTML, when you're on a web page, different from Microsoft Word, when you apply numbers or bullets, they do appear in the HTML code as numbered or bulleted lists with tags. So that's a little bit different. You can just apply it and it will still work. And in the Word document, the screen reader knows to tell the learner that it's a numbered list or bulleted list. But nonetheless, still, if you simply select text and apply styling, okay, that is not a style. That is not something that the structural elements are being communicated to the screen reader through. Quote text will be picked up as a style, and indents may or may not be read out depending on what the screen reader is set up to do. So I hope that is informative, and I'm just going to run through it really quickly one more time. In Microsoft Word, you have styles, which have names and identifiers, and those are what allows Acrobat to generate a structured document. They are what tagging will pick up when it runs through and picks up tags. Styling, which is the text you select and apply an appearance change to, is different. Okay, it's also called formatting. Okay, so formatting and styling in text editors like Word, that's the name. A style is this defined creature. Styling or formatting is different. But when you head over to the editor in Etudes, it switches the language on you. This format will actually apply styles, and this styles will actually apply formatting. So just be aware of that difference and be sure that you use styles for your documents and your web pages.